It is exactly 1 p.m. local time. Thank you so much for staying with TV47. Here now are the highlights on News Now. Two women charged in Kilifi for marrying off grade 6 girl. Government urged to address the looming teachers' strike.
It is high time that as a country we start to appreciate the very important role that is played by teachers in our society.
And
that's where the hyenas are. And we are going to send a team to drive them out of Juja.
Deputy President Gachagua vows to hunt hyenas terrorizing Juja residents. Thank you so much for choosing TV47 to inform you. I am George Maringa. On the socials is at TV47 or at George Maringa _. The SMS line is 22047. Start with your name, where you're watching us from, followed by a question, comment or feedback regarding the news. Let's get you informed, and shall we? After the World Health Organization declared the Mpox virus a public health emergency of international concern, Revital Healthcare EPZ based in Kilifi County is set to launch a rapid test kit antigen for the monkeypox virus. Adding on, the company, which produces over 1.5 million medical devices for more than 55 countries across the world, is calling on KEMSA to embrace locally manufactured medical facilities, as the move will create more employment opportunities. Now, speaking during the Kenya Editors Guild tour at the facility, the management has urged African countries to ease the process of exporting medical devices. Additionally, the company boasts of 99% of Kenyan workforce, whereby 80% are women.
Mpox was recently, just this week, launched as a WHO outcry around the world. And what we do as a team always, we sit down and we see what is this pandemic which has come and what products can we innovate as a local manufacturer to support not only Kenya, but to support the world. So very soon, and I mean by very soon, Revital will be launching its very own rapid test kit antigen for Mpox. Now, one of the key things since the introduction of this factory, which was in 2008, is affordability, but high quality.
We follow the regulatory standards like the ISO standards and the WHO PQS, and we make sure that whatever we are manufacturing here is according to what the standard requires.
This is the actual visit to where they have invested money and promoting Africa in terms of manufacturing, and also trying to tell the Africans so that there is capacity here. As journalists, we grapple with the fact that all the time we're talking about importation. Now we are building home build capacities, and as journalists we are going to what we call a niche kind of reportage, that we have capacity in Africa to do our things, and most importantly for us in Kenya, that we are doing it at home. We are now rewriting the story, that the African story is changing. It's not just we have to get products from outside.
And an update on that Mpox, the State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards says on a Mpox situation update dated 17th August 2024 that no new suspected cases have been detected in the country. The Ministry of Health continues its diligent efforts to monitor and manage the Mpox situation in the country. As of that day, 17th, we wish to provide the following details: that there is no new suspected Mpox cases among citizens, including travelers, active Active surveillance is ongoing across the country, including points of entry where in the last 24 hours, 21,350 travelers have been screened at points of entry with 0 suspected Mpox cases detected. The cumulative number of travelers screened to date is 302,436. That is the statement by Mary Muthoni Murioki, CBS, the Principal Secretary for Professional and Health Standards. Away from that, 2 women were arraigned at the Malindi Law Courts and charged with marrying off a 13-year-old girl in Kanagoni village in Magarini, Kilifi County. Appearing before Magistrate Namnyak Nkuruna, the 2 women denied the charges and were released on 80,000 cash bail or a bond worth 150,000 shillings each. However, the Kilifi County Police Commander Fatma Hadi has urged parents to stop the vice and instead send children to school because she believes it's the only way to eradicate poverty in the community. Now let's get to strike matters, and the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, has reaffirmed its intention to launch a nationwide strike on August 25th this year if the Teachers Service Commission, TSC, fails to meet their demands for implementing the 13.3 billion Kenya shillings set aside in the supplementary budget for Phase 2 of the 2021 to 2025 Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA. NAT National Chairman Patrick Karinga Muhohe emphasized that the Phase 2 of the CBA was supposed to be disbursed earlier this year, but the TSC has not yet fulfilled this promise despite an agreement made with President William Ruto in 2022. Speaking in Nyeri, Karinga also criticized the TSC for failing to submit teachers' monthly deductions to various financial institutions. Additionally, he noted that the teachers' medical cover payments have been outstanding since January of this year, with the TSC unable to account for these funds. The decision to proceed with the strike was made after extensive consultations with 110 NAT branches across the country. Still on teachers' matters, teachers' unions across the country, NAT and KUPPET, have been urged to halt their plans to paralyze learning in primary and secondary schools ahead of the 3rd term of studies set to begin on August 26th, a day before their strike. Speaking in Emuhaya Sub-County in Vihiga County during the award of checks to various community development groups, the Vihiga County Woman Representative Dr. Beatrice Adagala has expressed concerns that the strike would have a drastic effect on learners who have had challenges coping up with the new education curriculum, urging the Ministries of Finance and Education to convene with the teachers and find solutions to the issues raised. The teachers have accused the government of failing to honor several collective bargaining agreements, CBA, among other issues.
Naomba KUPPET, NAT, Sinati ameongea hapa. Tunajua serikali imepitia challenges mingi hapa na pale. Mimi ningewasihi, ni ndugu zetu, ni watoto wetu, kweli kuongezwa mshahara lazima wataongezwa. Sasa vile Mbadi anashikilia pesa, tutakosa pesa kweli? Na mimi nataka kuenda kwa ofisi yake on Tuesday nimwambie Mbadi, nimekuwa Emuhaya, walimu Emuhaya wanalia wajaongezwa pesa. Tafuta pesa au penye utapata hiyo pesa yote ulete, walimu waongeze nini? Mshahara. Na sasa mimi na si walimu, serikali ikichunguza ikiendelea na hiyo, ninyi walimu msilete mgomo kama Jumatatu. Mkae chini na serikali. I know KUPPET na NAT wakikaa pamoja na serikali, mambo itakuwa sawa.
If they are to pay the teachers, they are going to pay in arrears because of what they never paid in July and what they are supposed to pay now. Because you know, August, today is it 17? Meaning that as from next week, we are supposed to get, some notice that there is some salary, there is some money in the bank.
The national government has been urged to move with speed and address the looming teachers' strike ahead of Term 3 opening that might disrupt the national exam calendar and preparation for Grade 9 transition early next year. According to Likuyani Member of Parliament, teachers are among poorly remunerated civil servants in the country, and they have every right to pile pressure on the government to review their salaries.
It is high time that as a country we start to appreciate the very important role that is played by teachers in our society. Teachers among the most underpaid workers. Na ile pesa wanaitisha si pesa mingi, is very little money, which was agreed upon in the CBA of 2021-2025. As a government, you had all the time to plan on the implementation of the CBA. So you cannot purport to come out now and try to handle it as a crisis. You failed to meet your end of bargain on the salary increment and promotion of teachers. Sisi tunawaambia, put your acts together. We want our children to be in school.
At the Music Copyright Society of Kenya MCSK offices in Nairobi, a dramatic showdown unfolded as new board members were barred entry. Allegedly, one of the powerful individuals is said to have ordered the newcomers to be confined in a room and then summoned goons aided by Kilifi police to harass and assault them. The new board is now calling on the EACC to investigate the alleged misappropriation of 56 million Kenya shillings, which they claim a very powerful individual is involved in, and to remove the old board members to allow the new team to take over.
Watu wamejaa nje, wamekuja, wameletwa na magari, wamemwagwa huko, wengine ni wasanii, wengine si wasanii, wengine tunawajua, wengine hatuwajui, ni magunzi, sijui wameokotwa wapi. Alafu Mutua na yeye akaingia. Wakati Mutua ameingia, wakiwa na chairman wa Music Copyright mwenye ametolewa kwa kiti. Wakakuja, wakaleta fujo, wakaleta furugu. Tukaona ni vizuri kwa sababu tunataka amani, tufuge murago. Sasa kufuga murago, tukaita lawyer akuje. Kabla lawyer akuje, maaskari na wale magunzi wamevuja murago ya boardroom na wamekuja, vita imeanza. Mimi nimechapwa sana na
MCSK ama chama cha waimbaji iko na uwezo ya kucollect 3 billion Kenya shillings per year, ambao ni pesa inaweza msaidia mwanamuziki yote mahali alipo katika taifa la Kenya. Lakini kuna wakora walikalia hiyo ofisi, mmoja akiwa Lazarus Muli ambaye alikaa hapo miaka 11. Kumbuka sheria katika Corporate Act ambaye board member anafaa kama miaka 3 na ingine 3 anachaguliwa. Huyo amekaa miaka 11 years akifanya nini? Amekaa kufanya wizi, na ndio maana waimbaji wanaishi wakiteta katika taifa la Kenya.
A family residing in South B's Vumula House is expressing distress over recent legal actions that have led to their removal from the property they have occupied for over 30 years. According to the family, the situation arose after a cousin whom they had allowed to rent the property sold it without their knowledge or consent. The family spokesperson now argues that the court orders used to evict them are flawed and not properly addressed to them.
Hapa sababu ya wizi ilifanyika ya duka. Hii duka mnaona nyuma yangu imekuwa kwa familia yetu kwa miaka 30. Sisi ndio leaseholders. Ukiangalia lease tuko nayo hapa. Risiti za kulipa rent ni sisi tunalipanga. Duka si yao, duka ni yetu. Walipeleka mpaka our late mom huko. Hiyo ni story, nataka wende useme hiyo story hiyo nyingine, the extra. Hao walienda wakadanganyana, wakapatiwa kotoda nyingine ya uongo. Tukiuliza hata mawakili, hiyo kitu, hiyo oda yao, it's not enforceable by the way, because waliambiwa warudishie hizo vitu zilichukuliwa, warudishie tenant. Tenant ni mimi, ni sisi as a family tenant. So hata hao kurudisha vitu hapa hivi ni uongo, hawafai kurudisha vitu hapa, wanafaa kupeleka kwao hizo vitu zenye waliokshoniwa na landlord, si ati wazilete hapa.
Kayole North residents, Konambaya area, woke up astonished after a pastor of a Church of Revelation of Jesus Christ, CRJ, demolished a house they rented as a church and escaped with iron bed sheets, nails and other goods belonging to the owner. The residents urged the relevant bodies and church regulatory bodies to start scrutinizing fake pastors and churches that are conning believers. The matter was reported at Kayole Police Station awaiting action as the owner is seeking justice.
Ikafika place sasa wakasema watahama, though hawakutuambia. Si ni kuambiwa tuliambiwa huku nyumba imefanya nini? Imehamwa. Madhe akawaletea summon tukutane kwa chief. Before tuende kwa chief tulikuanga na kikao kwetu na ma-uncles. Juu madhe alisema hizi case peke yake ako na brothers wakubwa. So ikakuwa tunakaa home tuongee kifamily na wenye wamekomboleshwa nyumba.
Siku ya hiyo ugonjwa ilikuja. COVID ilipokuja akata na ngiri 58. Tukakaa akaanza kusema nataka anunue kiwanja ile yangu ya chini aniachie. Nikamwambia mimi sina kiwanja ni ya watoto na nina familia. Akanipea shilingi 1000 niende niite mama yangu wakuja waongee na yeye. Kiwanja tu kuuza. Beach of Samuel Boro kama
tuka agree vile watatutampea nyumba na condition ile tutampea naye. Tukaombea first phase.
How dramatic, and they were iron sheets, not iron bed sheets. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has accused a section of his political allies of hatching a plot to bring him down. Gachagua said it is absurd to see those who held hands in previous elections digging his political grave. The second-in-command said this during the memorial service of the husband of Njoro MP Charity Kathambi and the launch of the Kathambi Chepkwon Foundation in Mauche, Nakuru County, where he announced Kenya Kwanza government's plan to lifting the caveat for residents of Mauche and other neighboring areas to receive title deeds for their lands.
Asante sana.
Sisi kwa watu wengi sana tuliombea kura. Tukaombea kura. Tukaenda mara 5 mara 6 kuwasaidia. Siku hizi utasikia wanakutukana. You know? Lakini uzuri nayo hii kura inaendaga tu miaka 5. Si ndio? Si itakuja? Si itakuja. Sasa wewe tu si yule alikusaidia. Siku itafika ukihitaji yeye unasikia simu iko mteja. Politics of betrayal, politics of conmanship, politics of deceit, politics of backstabbing is part of the political process. And it makes our politics interesting every day. Tulitoa ahadi. Na jana nimekuwa na kikao na Rais Shafaraga kabla nikuja hapa tukijadiliana mambo ya hapa Joro na Nakuru County. Na tumeongea mambo ya caveat na rais. Na tumekubaliana tutaitatua. We are going to sort it out once and for all. Na vile mmesema Okiek wamekubali kutoa kesi, hata kazi yetu itakuwa rahisi. Vile mmesema mmeongea, nimekubali tutafanya hiyo mkutano ya jamii ya Wakalejin na Okiek tusuruhishe haraka iwezekanavyo. Caveat itolewe, mwende kwa AFC mchukue pesa, mwende kwa bank mtumie hizo title.
Aswa mzee wangu alikuwa sana na tamaa ya kusaidia wamama wajane na wale hawajiwezi, na watoto wengi pia alikuwa nasomesha na mshahara wake, na pia orphans wengi, na pia walemavu wengi walipata usaidizi kwa mzee. Na kweli alikuwa amejaribu kuanzisha hii foundation, lakini kumbe alienda kabla.
Residents of Juja, Kiambu County can breathe a sigh of relief following the government's intervention to address cases of human-wildlife conflicts concerning hyenas that have been prowling the area, mauling people and causing anxiety. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has said the government will deploy a team of wildlife and security personnel to the area to track and drive out the wild animals.
Watu wetu wameliwa na fisi kwa muda wa miaka miwili. Tumekuwa tukilia kila siku. Tungekuomba Your Excellency, ile timu ambayo inachunga wanyama poli wale wa KWS uweze kutubadilishia wale maofficers ambao wako pale Donyo Sabuk, utupatie maofisa wengine ambao watakamata hizi fisi waziweke pahali ambapo panafaa. Your Excellency, juzi tumeweza kuzika mama ambaye alikuwa chini sana na ndiye alikuwa anategemewa na familia yake. Huyu mama ameacha watoto wadogo, alikuwa anaenda kuwatafutia. Asubuhi mapema akavamiwa na fisi. Kwa muda wa miezi 4 ambayo imepita, kuna mtoto mmoja wa MCA, the former MCA wa Wetaithie, aliliwa na fisi tukamzika. Wamepita watu 10, Your Excellency. Wengine wameumia, wamekatwa miguu, wamekatwa mikono na fisi, wengine wako hai. Na hao watu maofisa wa KWS, timu yetu ya security ya hapa kwetu Juja, tukiwaita kwa mkutano ndio tuweze kuleta jawabu ya vile tutafanya na hizi fisi. Wengine wanasusia mikutano ya our area DCC.
Iko quarries mingi sana hapa Juja. That's where the hyenas are. And we are going to send a team to drive them out of Juja. But there's a question